Have you ever felt like wanting to quit? I was right there on the verge of quitting my fruitful real estate career because I had had it. You might be feeling that way too. Hi, I'm Mikesh, and I'm here to share real proven tactical strategies that I use to grow and scale my real estate business for over 20 years. And I hope that you'll pay attention and listen to these and apply them to your own business because I think it'll give you real traction today. So this was me when I was about to quit. Pay attention, watch this video of me on stage, pouring my heart out, sharing this difficult moment and why I almost quit and then how I was able to overcome that.
Here's what happens. Zoom. I thought a year ago Zoom is what my granddaughter did on her bike. Now I find out it's how we communicate. And we see them in little boxes. So I get a call from AJ Maida, a good buddy of mine. He says, Gene, I got this superstar. I've been working on him for 3 years, man. He's owned his own company. I mean, he will kill it. He's a superstar. I got to get you on a Zoom. So I get on a Zoom. And have you ever been on a Zoom with a guy that looks like the beard cannot fit in the Zoom? No, seriously, the beard could not fit in the Zoom. It was bigger than the Zoom. And he goes, he's a superstar. I said, he looks like he's on that reality TV show. True story. I go, who is this guy? He goes, you don't understand. He's a killer. So I have this three-way call with him. He joins us. He is a killer. It's unbelievable to see another Jay Kinder, and now another Al Stasek, another people join our company that's going to change it. Let's hear it for John Messick. There we go, John! Woo! The beard is gone! The beard is gone!
All right, I got to be super fast and get us back on track on time, so I got a lot to say in a little bit of time, and I'm going to do it without hopefully crying or cursing. All right, so I want to talk to you real quick about why I quit real estate. And you might be thinking, why is he going to talk about this? It's a real estate mastermind. And I literally quit real estate mentally. I just didn't tell anybody. And in this mastermind, like the speaker who was just up said, the car's clean on the outside. I'm going to show you the dirty stuff on the inside. Because can we all agree that we can tell our story in multiple different ways? We can tell our story and it looks awesome and like we're cool. Or we can tell our story and just be real and vulnerable with people. And because this is a mastermind, that's what I want to give you. So here's my story. I did all the things I was taught. I built the team, I exited production profitably, I started my own independent real estate company, and I broke away from the day-to-day. And I just realized this morning. All the people, all the coaches that helped me do that, who weren't with EXP when they taught me how to do it, are actually with EXP now, and they're here today. Like, how crazy is that? So I did those things, and on the outside, guys, like, look, it looked awesome. It looked like a victory, but on the inside, I felt defeated. Yes, I was making a lot of money, multiple six figures a year net without even showing up to the office, basically. And all that's good, but who's made a lot of money and still felt unfulfilled? And I just felt super defeated, even though everything looked good on the outside, because I had problems. And these were problems that I didn't know how to solve. Specifically, agent retention. You see, my prize for running a really good business was that agents would come in, agents with no experience, didn't know how to sell a house, just got their real estate license, and I'd say, come on in, man. I'll give you all the opportunities, I'll show you how to convert them, and all of a sudden, you're gonna make six figures overnight. Sounds crazy, happened all the time. And then once they start making six figures, they wanna make multiple six figures. So we help them do that. And as their capabilities grew, so did their confidence. And what do you think happened next? You get that knock on the door. Well, in my case, it was a call or a text. Hey, I need to talk to you. I'm like, oh, here it comes. They want more. And what more is it? They want more commission or they want a piece of the pie. Neither of which I was going to give them. Because the reason my model was profitable is because we had a certain business structure that I had to honor. Because the minute we don't honor that, guess what we're doing? We're jumping back in production. And I wasn't gonna do that. So there was no more for them, and eventually they'd leave. Now, anybody in here like true born and raised New Yorkers? All right, we got a few. The rest of you guys don't have this, but us New Yorkers, we're born with an extra gene. And that gene is called the FU gene. And the rest of you can express it, but you're not born with it. So my sandbox was getting full and I was getting pissed. And yeah, no, abundance mentality, all that, like we have all that. But the reality was I was in a 200,000 person market, and I was building my competition one agent at a time, who would leave my office, sometimes take a few of the other agents that sat next to him with them, and they would go open up another real estate company in my backyard with all the same systems, doing exactly the same thing, having the same realtor events, using the same tools. And it was like, all right, well, there's only 200,000 people. We can do that a couple times, but it was affecting my growth. I was spending more money to make the same or less. I was losing my top producers. And all right, I lose one top producer, F you, no problem. I'll just bootstrap it up, screw you. And did I like feeling that way? No, but that was my only response mechanism that I could get by. I'm like, you just left, you're dead to me. And that happened over and over and over again. And I started to feel less and less fulfilled because I'm running a business that's, quite frankly, it's freaking toxic. And I could deal with the top producers leaving, which happened like 6 times in a row over a 6-year period. But then I lost my best friend. You know, the one that's never gonna leave, no matter what. Like, that person's not going. And that person left. What do? I felt like I was dying. So I had to get a bigger sandbox, right? But wait, a bigger sandbox? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, I did this for freedom. The reason that I invested all this money to get these coaches and get these mentors and learn this thing was because I wanted the freedom. And a bigger sandbox meant more overhead, more risk, more headache. I love how Glenn Sanford put it in a recent podcast. He said, it's brain damage. And it is. It really is. And it was less freedom for me. So I decided that I was going to change the plan. I was going to take one back. And this comes from a Rich Roll podcast that I was listening to with my wife, where he was interviewing Mike Posner. And on this interview, Mike Posner, a famous musician, songwriter, said, I'm going to walk across America and take one back. Because we can never be guaranteed tomorrow. So what are we doing with today? And my today sucked. I didn't care about the money anymore. I didn't care about any of that. I was just like, I'm miserable. And it's starting to show up and affect my relationships. So I said, screw it, we're gonna take one back. So we sold the lake house, we sold the boat, we sold the cars, we condensed all of our possessions into a 10 by 10 storage unit. We bought this van, we outfitted it with like crazy suspension and winches and all this stuff, and we said, we're leaving. Like, we're out of here. And we traveled the country for 14 months. And it's very difficult to express what that freedom felt like. And I would not trade the time that I had with my daughter, who's 11, and my wife, and what we experienced for any amount of money in the world. And it gave me perspective. It gave me a beat because I had been grinding and running so hard, doing all the things that I was told to do. And I'm a high D, so like I want to do it and I want to do it well and I want to win and I want to be competitive. And I was just running and running and running. And it was like really cool that I got off the transaction treadmill, right? Well, guess what replaces the transaction treadmill? The relationship treadmill. Because now people are coming in and they're going out the back door. And all of a sudden, you build somebody up, and you're proud of that, and then they leave, and yeah, you want to be happy for them because they're growing and they're moving on to their next thing, which I can't blame them. I would do the same thing. I did do the same thing. But it hurts. And I just didn't want any part of it. So I quit. I was driving my van across the country, camping out, going wherever we want, eating wherever we want, doing whatever we want. I would leave my cell phone off for days, and I said, you know what? I'm never going back to that. I hope my real estate company makes it without me being there because I like collecting the money, but I'm never going back to doing that. I'm never talking about real estate. I blocked all my social media. I had all colored bars, and I was done. And I decided, you know what? After seeing the whole country, Bozeman's pretty cool. Like, my family and I made a decision that we were going to move to Bozeman. Still hadn't told my real estate company, but we were moving to Bozeman, and we were excited about it. And we were just gonna start to redesign our life and figure out what is it that matters to us. My wife's gonna open up an organic juice bar, and I'm gonna flip a house here and there. Honestly, I was just looking to let my wife make some money, and I was just gonna hang out for a little bit. I was like, I've been doing this wrong. How about you do something? So she opened up, signed franchise agreements with multiple clean juices, and there we go. We're bringing clean juice to Montana. We're excited about it. And then I ran back into AJ, who just happened to be stateside because he was expecting his first child. And, AJ tried to talk to me about EXP, like every time I saw him for 4 years. And it was I was never doing EXP. And I don't know, man, sometimes the pain gets bad enough and you're just ready to hear it and your gate opens up a little bit. And he started to show it to me, and I shared my frustrations with him about my real estate, and I explained to him I'm never going back. And he was like, dude, don't quit. Like, you have this thing that will, like, perfectly come into this thing, and it'll be a great thing, and there'll be a lot of money. And I was like, I don't understand anything you're saying, but I guess I'll look at it. And he broke it down in its entirety, and I did a ton of due diligence. And guys, I didn't do a ton of due diligence because I was excited and I was like, yeah, let's do EXP. I did a ton of due diligence because I wanted not to do this. Like, I just wanted to, like, understand where it didn't work and why it worked for him but it wouldn't work for me, and how it wouldn't apply to my market and it wouldn't apply to my business and my people wouldn't like it, and all of these things, because I was the guy who was like, EXP, never for me. I was unrecruitable before there was unrecruitable. I was like, I have a saleable asset. What is this crap? I don't want to merge with EXP. It got so bad that once I did see it and I realized it actually made sense, I said, AJ, all right, now I want to do it. Do you think they're going to let me in? Because I had said so much smack about EXP. I'm like, they're not going to let me in. He's like, no, I know the people. They're going to let you in. And I was like, yes, yes. So we got after it. So we brought our team over on September 8th. This is from a few days ago. So we're excited, yeah. So naturally it's bigger because that was a few days ago. So for all you guests in the room, that's just how this thing works. It just grows. While you're here having fun, it grows. While you're, not talking about real estate, it grows. And it's just an amazing thing. And I think many of you are going to decide to make some big changes over these next few days. Like, it's literally going to go from your head to your heart, and you're going to be like, I'm doing this, and I'm going to rip the cover off this ball. And I honor your courage for that, because it does take courage to make those kind of decisions. And if you're sitting in here now and you're thinking, I want to do it, but I don't know, I just really implore you to have the courage to do it, because the decision that you're going to make will massively impact your life, but more importantly, it's going to massively impact a lot of others. And that's the crazy thing. So I have a few tips for you that are going to make change easy, and they're all based on this book by Benjamin Hardy. And I'm not going to share the tips with you because I don't have time. But I want you guys to get a copy of this book. I want you guys to understand how much the environment matters. I want you guys to understand how special the environment is here today. So I told you earlier in my story that my best friend left my real estate company and it hurt. And my best friend's here today. And he said to me on our way walking down here, he said, you've taken me to a lot of events, but this is the only event I've ever been to where all the people that I've met don't have an ego and they're not being arrogant. Guys, we have a very special environment. Get your people to these events, get them here, show them what this is all about. And I have one final thought. EXP is a gift. And this gift is the opportunity to achieve true freedom. Time freedom, financial freedom, and location freedom all in one. Don't waste it. All right, Gino, I'm gonna bring up the next person because this person is one of the most important people in my life. because what he was able to help me do in my real estate business literally set me free and changed my life. This person is a friend, this person is a business mentor of mine, and he's also a spiritual mentor of mine, and I love him with all my heart. As much as a man can love a man, there's still a New Yorker with an F, Eugene. I love you, man.
All right, I'm so grateful for what EXP has provided for me and really helped save my real estate career because it provided that solution that I was missing before. And if you're feeling like you're struggling or you're feeling like you're getting beat up by the same things, agents that you're investing in that are leaving you, and you don't know what to do or how to fix that problem, let's have a call together. Let's talk about it. You know, grab the link in the description below and let's schedule a free strategy call, and I'll be happy to help you unpack your business and some of the challenges you're having. And maybe there's a way that we can work together to help you overcome those. Because one of the things I found in doing this is that we don't do this alone. And anytime I felt stuck, it was because I was usually trying to figure it out on my own. But now we have the opportunity to work together and partner in these unique ways where we can help each other and collaborate together to get you unstuck and to get you onto a career that will be fulfilling and rewarding in all the ways that you want it to be.